Hey, the ads are done! Hello, congratulations, Haruki, for being first. I'm sorry, I should try that again. Congratulations, Hinata-kun, for being first on this live stream. Hi, Glitch. Hello, Boots. I did not mean to jump scare you. I know, I'm a very spooky Chubis. I get that a lot. Don't I just look so spooky? Woo. Wow. I don't think I'm actually spooky. I hope I'm not spooky. Oh, that would be unfortunate. I'm not spooky. The music was good. Yes, it is lo-fi, chill, hip-hop beats to chill and listen to in a chill way. Link in the description below. Use it for focusing on your stuff. Or if you want chill vibes. They have an open credit system for being able to use it in your broadcasts. It was like bedtime music. Whoa. That's fair. Twitch is dropping frames again? No way. That never happens. That's wild. Wild. No way. Crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a room. A rubber room. Okay, enough. Not doing that whole thing. Alright, and the music's getting too poppy anyway. We're switching to Fate. We're fating it up. That is the objective for today. I'll minimize myself too. Alright, better. Much better. I'm actually controlling this using a controller. Can I cook? 2 eggs for breakfast count? I need to learn how to cook. I'm really bad. But it is something I do want to learn very badly. I ride the bus from school for 20 minutes. And wait for my controller to respond. I arrive at Shinto, the neighboring town across the bridge. It's not even 5 yet. I still have some time. Your brother's 12 and you cook eggs already? Dang, that's good. That's pretty neat. There aren't many part-time jobs in the residential area of Miyama, but there are plenty in Shinto since it's a developing area. Our school allows students to hold part-time jobs, so I take on simple jobs. I prefer my jobs to be physical, and the tougher and shorter they are, the better. I get paid all while training my body, so it's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Today, I'll work from 5 to 8 o'clock for a simple loading job. It may just be 3 hours of work, but it feels more like 6 hours since they make you work without a minute's rest. Which means I need to rest when I have the opportunity, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Walking around aimlessly would be a waste of energy, so I decide to rest at a park until it's time. This park is nestled between buildings. It's like a giant plaza full of trees and shrubbery. Spooky. A park should typically be filled with families and couples during weekends and holidays, but this one is deserted at this hour. In fairness, this place is always desolate, no matter the time of day. This place is the same as always. I sigh in exasperation. The area is unkept, and it's really pretty ugly compared to other places that are properly landscaped and maintained. Life can be more fun than a carton of butts eggs. You're right. That's true. As if the desolate location had set the mood, the wind itself blows cold and harsh. This place is the remnant of the great catastrophe that happened 10 years ago. It's the very place where I was saved from the brink of death. Why don't they seed some grass here or something? It's a shame to keep it like this. The area is quite large, so if they leveled it, there'd be plenty of space to work on the park. I sit down on a bench as I think. With nothing else to do, I stare out over the burned area to pass the time. I don't remember anything that's happened here. Thank you, Zip, for the head pats. I appreciate it. Thank you. The only thing I remember is that it was hot, and I couldn't breathe. And that some people died trying to save others. How to score someone, Mike Mizovsky, music and max sound. I see. Congratulations on your scoring, Glitch. I wonder why that happened. One adult here died because they were trying to save a child from a burning house. Another person was offered all of the available water to extinguish their raw, parched throat, while others in the same situation died. Someone here tried to flee the fire as fast as they could, but the people left behind died. And someone died here because they gave whatever it was that kept them alive to someone they didn't even know. I don't like thinking about that. I'm glad you eat cups. Just thinking about people trying to help and becoming victims for their trouble makes me angry. Is it too much to ask for everyone to be saved, and for them to get their happy ending afterward? All I want is to see people peacefully prevail. Why can't that happen? That's a tough one. What you're essentially saying is that you want to save everyone. That was Kiritsugu's response to the question when a very young me asked it. As a child, I obviously refused to accept that idea. But you saved me, Kiritsugu. I knew you were a magician, and you could do anything. I knew you were a champion of justice, who wouldn't let anyone suffer, and you did it without asking for any reward. That's why I've always believed you managed to save everyone back then. In response to me shouting this at him, Kiritsugu looked more troubled than I'd ever seen him, and said something I remember to this day. Shirou, saving one person means you don't save someone else. Listen, being saved by a champion of justice only means you're one of the few they managed to reach. It might be obvious, but that's what a champion of justice is. Yeah, I get that. And now that it's been pointed out, it seems so obvious. Imagine if there was a burglar and some hostages, and the burglar intends to kill the hostages. Under normal circumstances, the majority of the hostages would probably die. But if by some miracle all the hostages were saved, there's someone who didn't get saved. The burglar, of course, since saving the hostages was done at the cost of his life. The people the champion of justice saves are only those whom the champion of justice deems to save. That's why saving everyone is impossible. Even God can't do that. Especially if it's a natural disaster. No person is able to save everyone and everything. The fire 10 years ago was like that. As someone who was miraculously saved from the incident, it wasn't my place to say anything at this point. But I still don't like it. I don't want anything like that. I don't like the idea that there's a limitation to who can be saved. No matter how impossible it may be, I need to reach out to help. Anime arc villain voice? Your voice? Really? I have an anime arc villain voice? Chat, confirm or deny? Is Glitch speaking true facts? Is this true reality? I can't stand to see people around me die, like back then. If the person I am now had been there 10 years ago, I would have thrown myself into the fire. And then I would have died, and for nothing. That would have happened for sure. Jeez, I can't even fantasize in my head. But crap! Can't believe it's already 5. A bell in the distance rings, chiming 5 o'clock. I get up from the bench and hurry to my part-time job. By the time I'm done working, the sun has long since set. It's a little before 8 o'clock. I finished about 10 minutes earlier because I kind of overworked myself. Maybe it's because I stopped by that park before work. That might have motivated me to push myself harder. Also, hi Dutch now. Or is it actually Doucheno? Doucheno? I mean, I know you said douche, like, to who I rated yesterday, but... Okay, I need to keep that in mind. Doucheno. Okay. There's VA talent and practice there, unlike Shirou, who works manual labor. That's true. At the train station, the night is just getting started. There are a bunch of people milling about, and an endless stream of cars on the road. Guess there's no need for me to get something for Fujini. Try to get some food. Enjoy your food, Zip! No worries. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everyone who's here. I appreciate it. I walk along the path as I gaze up at a lighted building. The biggest building in Shinto, so I can't see all the way up to the top. As I gaze at the building, enjoying the nighttime scenery. Huh? I think I see something bizarre. What is that? I stop and try to look to the very top. I squint, trying to bring what I see into focus, but it's like staring at grains of rice. The wild robot. I saw. Hi, Rin. That's Rin Tasaka. I played as her in the prologue. It looks like someone I know. But I can't think why this girl I know would have a reason to be there. It doesn't seem like she's going to do anything up there. But she will make me check my posture. Thank you, Stilton. Trying to find anything but ramen? Also very valid. But she's just standing there, looking down at the city, as the wind ruffles her hair. She doesn't seem to notice me below. Actually, there's no way she could see me. Even my near-perfect vision enhanced with magecraft can barely distinguish what's up there. I'm able to tell she's up there because she's isolated, but there's no way she'd be able to pick me out of a crowd on the ground. She's just looking down at the town. It seems like she's looking for something. I can almost feel her sharp gaze even at this distance. Rin. I'm a mage of justice. Thank you, Boots. Fun fact for the game I'm playing. This game, Fate Stay Night, actually inspired an entire multimedia franchise that has grossed actual literal billions of dollars, thanks in large part to the success of Fate Grand Order, a mobile gacha spin-off that uses some of the events from Fate Stay Night and also does a complete opposite take on it with a focus on several different characters. I can't give you more details about Fate Grand Order because I didn't ever really get very far into it. But yeah, it's a big deal. And this is the proper way to get into it. It seems like she's looking for something. I can almost feel her sharp gaze. You hate gacha? Me too. I'm not a big gacha fan. I mean, hate is a strong word, but I don't like the monetization practices. I can almost feel her sharp gaze even at this distance. Forget how long it's been, but I continue to look up at the girl standing in the void. This is like the OG story to Fate. Like, this is... It's a remaster of an enhanced release of a console port of the original PC version. and it does not have any of the spicy stuff that was in the original. The writing that replaced said spicy stuff is honestly better. I forget how long it's been, but I continue to look up at the girl standing in the void. She stands at the top of a high tower. She's like a magician, looking down at the surface world with the bright moon shining bright behind her. I don't like the way that sentence is written very much. Oh. And then she disappears, apparently done with whatever brought her up there. The rooftop stands empty, and the scenery returns back to nothing more than the beautiful night sky. Was that Tosaka up there? I can't be sure, but I'm probably right about who it was, at least. There aren't many girls I know who stand out like her. And besides, I'm not so out of it that I'd fail to notice a girl I secretly admire. Huh? It's just... Saka sure has a weird way of spending her time. Unlike Shinto, there's no sign of people anywhere in Miyama. I'm glad you enjoy the noise you make with your mouth. There's nobody around after 8 at night, and the town is silent and still. The house I saw this morning stands across the intersection. There are no signs of life, and a no trespassing sign hangs over the front door. Yeah, this is a visual novel. Like, this is a visual novel. Like, Danganronpa's also a visual novel, but, like, this is a visual novel with none of the trials. Like, no class trials. This is a straight-up novel. It is a book with pictures of the moving variety. A visual novel. In just a single day, the house has fallen quiet, almost like an abandoned building. The girl and her parents were killed by a burglar. I wonder what life awaits now for the single child who survived. I bite my lip, frustrated by my powerlessness. I promised I'd be just like Kiritsuko. Couldn't do anything, even when something like this happens so close to town. I want to help people, but I don't even know what I can do. I reach the top of the hill where my house sits. The lights are on, so Fujini or Sakura are still inside. I'm home. Oh, it's just you, Fujini. Oh, welcome back, Shirou. Fujini turns towards me, munching on a rice cracker. TV is tuned to a lively variety show. You're home late again. Didn't I tell you to come home earlier since it gets dark so fast in the winter? I am home early. I had work until 8, so get off my back about that. So, where's Sakura? I see dinner's already prepared. Sakura went home early. She said she had something to do today, so she just came and made dinner. Fujini cheerfully replies. Hi, Glitch. Twitch chat can see you. Everyone can... Yes, that's the beauty of the chat overlay. Twitch and YouTube viewers can see each other. As far as she's concerned, anyone who makes food, or anyone who makes her food is a good person. I see. That's probably a good thing for now. It's been dangerous lately, so maybe I'll take over making dinner until the new school term starts. Objection! You come home so late. If you make dinner when you get back, I won't be able to eat until after 10! Couldn't you just eat at home? What are you talking about? This is my home. Fujini tilts her head, puzzled. Honestly, I'm not sure if a response like that should make me happy or sad. Sheesh. Fine. I know it's pointless asking you to make dinner. By the way, what's that you've got there? You didn't bring over more junk, did you? Fujini has a tendency to leave a bunch of junk here. She'll bring stuff like bowls from restaurants that are too big to be functional, an unnecessarily heavy earthen teapot, or a weird guitar that plays itself. She must think this place is convenient storage or something. Show it to me. I'm going to toss it if it's trash. This thing? It's just a poster. Fujini hands me the poster. It's probably a poster of some no-name singer. Let's see. I knew it. It's a poster of a young man wearing a military uniform smiling with his thumbs up, all in front of a cheap-looking blue sky background. The caption of the poster, in bloody font, "Love's lovely Rangerland. Come to the self-defense meetup." Hey, this is a recruitment poster for a youth group. I don't want it, so you can have it. I don't want this either. Quickly roll the poster back up and try to whack Fujini on the head with it. You missed. However, Fujini counters mercilessly with another poster she'd been holding. Bonk. Her poster sword bops me lightly. Ugh. Stars. I see stars. You thought you were going to hit me. You'll need to up your game if you ever hope to do that. That's not the issue here. How the hell does a paper poster make a sound like that? Did she manage some sort of technique only a true poster master can execute? Oh, sorry. My poster's a collector's edition, made of fancy plate steel. Is your head okay, Shirou? Fujini. End up killing someone one of these days. If that time ever comes, it'll be all good, because you'll sweep in and marry me. Yeah, not a chance. I'm not marrying a natural-born killer. Do I like anime? Some anime. The question is, what should you do? What should you do? That's a pretty open-ended question, is it? What? I don't think I'm that violent. You would be that unaware of your actions. Pray that I survive. Not to be ow! 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 Ow. Oof. Toasty! But that last toasty get you off guard? Ow! Fine. I have to be very careful from now on if I'm going to have any hope of avoiding being murdered. Keep talking big. But now I'm hungry, Shirou. I've been waiting for so long. So let's hurry and eat already. It's okay, Glitch. No worries. It's a pretty open-ended question. Fujini gets up. What's up with Fujini? She must be really hungry if she's offering to help, even if it's just help setting the table. Zip, thank you so much for bringing your chicken into the cafe. Huh. Kevin is doing pretty alright, actually. I've been petting him recently. Strong beak muscle. Demure feathers. Very, very cutesy. Yeah, I'm gonna say your cock is very cutesy, very demure. But very well behaved. Fine. Ow! Then take out the plates and bowls. You can at least scoop the rice into bowls, right? Hi, Loaf. You're the only one talking on YouTube? It's true. If you want to join the Twitch chat, you can. But don't feel like you need to. If you prefer using YouTube's layout, that's why I'm streaming on both. Of course I can. Hey, do you think it'll be okay if I use a bigger rice bowl? That shouldn't be a problem. Sakura's not here today, so we'll definitely have leftovers. You don't have Twitch? Alright, no worries. No need to sign up on my accord. I mean, if there are multiple streamers that you like, then that could be a thing to consider, but if it's just me, I wouldn't go out of my way. I don't plan on stopping the streaming to both platforms anytime soon. The frame drops aren't nearly as bad on Twitch this time, though. I lowered the bitrate that I'm streaming at by 1,000 kilobits, so hopefully that helps. And now more people are coming in to say hello. Zip and Loaf are both saying hello on the YouTube chat. See? Mm-hmm. So we'll definitely have leftovers. Good, good. And then you and I will have matching bowls today. Fujini scoops mounds of rice into the 2 large bowls. Whatever. I was going to go for a second helping anyway. If I meddle in what Fujini does now, we may really not have any dinner. Besides, this is the kind of chaotic scene dinner at my home has been for years. Another day ends. We finish our rowdy dinner, and after I see off Fujini, I take a bath. After that, I head to the shed for my daily training. I complete it as usual, and then go to sleep. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. The day ends peacefully and without incident. February 2nd. Long day, long night. I'm in a fire. Houses crumble and people burn. No matter where I go, all I see is crimson. This is what I saw 10 years ago. It's a long-forgotten memory of the past. I run through the scenery, recreating what happened. I know it's a nightmare, but there's no way to escape. I run and run. I keep running. Every time the scene ends with me as a child running out of energy and getting rescued. I wake up, feeling wrong. A hand on my forehead tells me I'm sweating, even though it's winter. It's late. The clock reads past 6. I hear the soft sound of chopping from the kitchen. Sakura's early again. Not really the time to be impressed by what an early riser she is. I need to hurry up and get ready so I can help her with breakfast. Shirou! What are you going to do today? It's Saturday. So do you have work in the afternoon? Nope, not today. I might help Issei out. Why do you ask? Oh, no reason. I was hoping you could swing by the dojo if you had nothing to do, because I'm kind of in a bind this month. A bind? Why? My bank account's hurting, you see. And it'd be a huge help if someone made me lunch for a while. Yeah, not happening. It's your mess. You can afford to miss a meal or two. I wasn't expecting anything from you, Shirou. The only person I can count is Sakura. Right, Sakura? Yes. If you don't mind having what I have, I can make you something. Ah, good, good! Then let's eat lunch together today. Breakfast goes smoothly. Today's menu includes the typical sides, and the main dish is braised lotus root, konnyaku, and chicken. Sakura probably didn't need to make such an elaborate dish for breakfast, but I'm guessing she made an extra to pack for lunch. Sakura is a member of the Kyudo Club, and Fujini is the club's faculty advisor. Nobody would think it was weird for the two of them to be having the same lunch. You feel like you pay attention closely to... Oh, it's not actually a PNG tuber. This is me. Like, this is a model. This is a full-fledged model. I'm moving my head, I'm blinking, I'm raising my eyes and ears, I'm talking. And the lip sync is pretty good. Yep, it's a full model. On VTube Studio. Live 2D powered and everything. It's not like my final model or anything. I'm actually still working on that. I recently paid out the commission money for my updated design. But I promise the closer we get to being able to do a full debut, I will let everyone know. On Discord, in the YouTube community posts, on Twitter, on Blue Sky, on Threads. Everyone will know. Don't worry. It is not going to be a secret. I will be getting the word around. So, no worries there. Oh, by the way, Shirou, you woke up late today. Did something happen? Fujini looks my way as she sips her miso soup. As much as she's just kind of out there most of the time. She's pretty sharp about this kind of thing. I had a dream about the past and woke up feeling crappy. That's it. Going on vacation Wednesday? Oh, enjoy it! That's awesome! Where are you going? You don't have to share if you don't want to, but, you know, just enjoy it. Oh, so the usual. Nothing to worry about then. It's not an interesting topic for Fujini, so she shifts the conversation in another direction. That doesn't bother me one bit. 10 years ago. I used to have nightmares a lot, back when I couldn't shake the memory of that fire. But as time went on, those nightmares grew less and less frequent. I've gotten to the point where the dreams don't bother me anymore. I've been told my nightmares were pretty bad back then, though. Fujini was already with us by then, and she's been pretty sensitive about the changes in me since. Shirou, are you hungry at all? Your dream this morning hasn't affected you, has it? Nope. I'm fine, so quit using my dream as an excuse to try stealing my food. Aw, I'm happy to see you turned out to be such a strong boy, but I wish you'd wound up a little more gentle. Right back at you. Since I'm basically your younger brother, I kind of wish you'd ended up more delicate and sweet yourself. We both huff and turn our heads away from each other. Seeing that as a sign that I'm fine, Fujini smiles in relief. Honestly, I appreciate her consideration. Reno? Ah! Have fun! It's a cool place. But I know she'll get an ego about it if I say it directly, so I pretend to grunt and protest instead. Sakura looks puzzled by her interaction. For 5 days? Oh. Hey, you'll get to experience a lot of what Reno has to offer. Soon after Fujini leaves, I lock up and Sakura and I leave as well. Hi, Mid. Welcome back. Good to see you. This is going to be a little bit more of a chill stream. Sunday streams are always pretty chill, actually, because I'm on my own reading a more pure, like, visual novel. Danganronpa is mostly visual novel, but it's a little bit more gameplay focused, I guess, with the class trials and other aspects. This is a more pure, like, novel style thing. So if you're okay with that, you know, there you go. Yeah, it also can get dark, apparently. Just like Danganronpa, but we'll see. So far, it hasn't been very dark at all. Well, I mean, okay, I can't say that when the nightmares are pretty dark. And the end of the prologue is pretty dark. But, you know. Senpai, I won't be able to come help out from tonight until Monday. Will that be alright? That's fun. Besides, it's the weekend. I bet you have friends to hang out with, so don't worry about me. All my fellas. Boom, boom, boom. Oh no, that's not it. It really is for personal reasons, so I'm still going to practice at the club. So if you need anything, just come to the dojo and I'll figure things out. And I'm not going to go out just because it's the weekend, so... please don't get the wrong idea. What? Sakura's acting suspicious. Or rather, she seems nervous. I don't know why, but it's probably just that she can't come over this weekend. Got it. I'll go to the dojo if I need anything. Yes, that would be great. Sakura sighs in relief. But the moment Sakura lowers her gaze, her expression stiffens. Senpai. Your hand. Hmm? Sakura is staring at my left hand. I look down and see blood trickling from it. Huh? I pull up my shirt sleeve. Yep. Blood. The hell? Did I cut myself with something last night? But I don't feel any pain. It looks like there's a welt on my hand. The bruise stretches all the way from my shoulder to the back of my hand. It looks like a snake that's trying to reach my palm from the top of my shoulder. Oh, doesn't hurt. I'm sure it'll go away soon. I don't think it's anything to worry about. Okay. If you're sure, I won't worry. The sight of the blood probably made Sakura sick, since she's keeping her head down. Sakura heads to the club while I head to the school building. The schoolyard is filled with athletic club members training. This morning is practically brimming with enthusiastic energy. But something feels strange. Everything in the school is as usual. Students exercising for morning practice are lively, and the new school building is spotless. Maybe it's just my imagination. But when I close my eyes, the mood changes drastically. The building walls feel stained, like membranes have latched onto them, and the students themselves seem like empty dolls. Maybe I'm just tired. I shake my head to clear it, and head onto campus. School ends early on Saturdays. Classes end in the morning, but by the time I finish helping Issei, the sun is starting to set. Guess it's time to go home. I pack my bag and leave the classroom. But then... Hey, you're still here, Emiya. I run into Shinji. There are a few girls behind him making a small commotion. I can't believe you're still hanging around when you've got nothing to do. Oh, right. You're still kissing the student council's ass. Look at you. You get into the school's good graces even though you don't go to any clubs. I'm not helping the student council. I'm just helping the school by repairing old equipment since we all use it. Listen to you. Anything is a given according to Emiya. Did I ever tell you how much you piss me off? Don't remember. You probably wasn't listening if you did. You say that kind of stuff all the time. Gross. I get it. So you're saying you'll fix anything as long as it's something that's in the school, huh? It's impossible to fix everything. The most I can do is take care of things. And do me a favor. Our Kyudo club's kind of in a mess right now. We've got bowstrings lying around, and the range hasn't been cleaned recently. If you've got time on your hands, can you take care of that too? You used to be in the Kyudo club, so shouldn't you be helping us too instead of just kissing the student council's ass all the time? What? Shinji, didn't Miss Fujimura tell you to do all that? Yeah, you'll get in trouble if you don't do everything you were told. But all the shops will close if you start cleaning up now. If that guy's offering, let's just let him do it. That's kind of mean. Plus, an outsider can't possibly clean everything up. That might not be right. Shinji just said he's a former club member. Maybe we can let him do it. The girls behind Shinji are awfully chatty. They seem to be Kyudo members, but since I don't recognize any of them, they must be the members Shinji recruited recently. I'm counting on you then. The key's in the usual place, so just go in wherever. You don't mind, right, Amiya? No, I don't mind. I've got some time on my hands, so it's no problem. Thanks. Let's go, everyone. This clown will do the boring chores for us. Don't leave me behind, Shinji. Oh, good luck with the cleaning, senpai. I cleaned the Kyudo dojo without any problems, since I'm familiar with it. It's a big room, so it took a while. But it was kind of fun cleaning the place I used to spend so much time in until a year and a half ago. Midway through, I considered trying to shoot a bit, but decided not to. It would be rude to the owner of the bow. If I want to shoot, all I have to do is bring in my own bow and visit. I look at the time, and it's way past curfew. It's a little after 7. The school gates must be closed by now, so there's no need for me to rush out. Now that I look closely, I don't remember the dojo being so dirty before. There's dirt and grime all over the place, like behind the bow rest in the club room. I guess another hour or two wouldn't make much of a difference at this point. I've already started, so I might as well clean every nook and cranny. The wind is starting to pick up. It's so cold my cheeks start to sting. Fuyuki typically isn't cold at night during winter, but tonight's certainly an exception. These streams are cooking. Am I cooking? Am I chefing? I hope not. Unless it's good. If it gets good, then yeah, good, but I don't want to overcook. My breath fogs the air with every exhale. No wonder it's darker than usual. The moon's hidden tonight. It's a compliment, I know, Glitch. Thank you. It muted? Chat, can you hear me? I hope so. Okay. Oh, okay. No wonder it's darker than usual. The moon's hidden tonight. I look up, and there's no light in the sky. Strong winds send the clouds speeding across the night sky. Curfew is long past. There's no sign of life in the empty school. Not so much as a sound can be heard on campus, and it seems to be covered with colder air than any place in town. I think I heard something. I do hear something. Is it coming from the schoolyard? That night, under the frosty sky. I guess I just got curious about the sound that broke the hushed silence. So I headed toward the sound to investigate. I go to the schoolyard. Is that people? It looks that way, at least from a distance. It's just so damn dark. I need to get closer if I want to find out more. The sounds grow louder, more intense. I know that sound. It's clashing metal. It sounds like a fight. This is so stupid. What the hell am I thinking? I'm being stupid, obviously. Who would ever fight in a school courtyard with weapons like that? And then, it's probably a gut instinct that sensed the danger. Or maybe keeping out of sight as I approached was just a stroke of luck. Whatever the reason, I hid behind a tree big enough to conceal me, and took a closer look at the source of the sound. There, my mind froze. What? I can't comprehend what I'm seeing. A man in red and a man in blue. The two of them are clad in armor so ancient it's several steps beyond old-fashioned. It's a ridiculous sight. Their rapid, deadly movements make clear that their fight is no joke. I don't understand. I can't even follow their movements. Too fast. Their movements look so surreal, my mind can't function properly. The sound of their clashing weapons is the only thing convincing me the two of them are actually fighting to the death. There's only one thing I'm sure about. They're not human. They have to be something else, in the guise of humans. My magecraft training isn't why I know this. Anyone could see that these two aren't human. To start, humans just can't move like that. Nobody should get involved with whatever that is. I can feel their intent to kill, even from a distance. I'm going to die. My body instinctively knows before my brain kicks in that I just won't live if I stay here. My racing heart is proof of that. I sense they're living things designed only to kill. No knife or blade would be a match for whatever they're wielding. They're clearly meant only to kill. I suddenly remember yesterday's murders. The family that fell victim is said to have been killed by a bladed weapon. Damn. I shouldn't stay and watch another second. I can't move a muscle. I can hardly breathe. My mind is telling me to flee. Something else tells me they'll find me the second I move. More than any internal conflict, though, I'm just paralyzed. I'm more than 40 meters away from them, but I still imagine getting stabbed in the back with that spear. I can't breathe. The sounds stop. The two figures separate and stand, facing each other. Just as I'm starting to feel a sense of relief that the fight's over, another, stronger sense of malice creeps over me. What? My heart feels like it's shriveled up in my chest. The numbness of my body turns to convulsions, and I clench my teeth in an effort to compose myself. Unbelievable. Who the hell is that guy? A nauseatingly high amount of magical energy flows into the man in blue. Kiritsugu once demonstrated to me how to draw in magical energy from one's surroundings. It was a kind of magecraft so beautiful that it impressed even an apprentice mage like me. But this is different. The same way even the simple act of drinking water can look revolting if done excessively. The man in blue appears to be binge eating. The sight is so extreme that anyone with magical energy would find it repulsive. He's going to die. The man in red is dead meat. The attack will be infused with more magical energy than anyone could possibly defend against. He's going to die. That inhuman something in the guise of a man is going to die. Can I just let this happen? That question shakes me out of my paralysis. My body is suddenly free, and I take a deep breath. Who's there? The man in blue glares in my direction. The man in blue crouches in a way that tells me one thing. I'm his new target. My legs are moving before I even have the thought of running. The rest of my body finally realizes it's time to flee for my life. Suddenly all my energy is being poured into doing exactly that. I don't remember where I ran, though, through, or how I got there, but I'm in the school building. Real genie's here. I regret my own actions as I huff and puff. I should have run toward town. Got to be the world's biggest idiot, thinking I escaped by running into an empty building. School, of all places. There must have been other, better places to hide. What the hell convinced me I'd die if I didn't run to begin with? My chest burns from all the running. I turn around, but I don't sense anything pursuing me. The only sound is my own footsteps. Finally stop. My feet can barely move another step. I gulp down lungfuls of air, trying to slow my heart down, and I breathe a sigh of relief. I survived. What the hell was all that? I try to recall what I just saw as I catch my breath. One thing's for sure. I definitely wasn't meant to see that. Things that looked human fighting in the schoolyard at night. That's all I can really remember. But I'd seen something else out of the corner of my eye. I think there was also someone else. I can't remember what they looked like, though. Honestly, I couldn't afford to look at anything other than the two figures locked in combat. But finally... Yes, our little game of hide-and-seek ends here. Oh. The voice comes from right in front of me. Hey, you ran pretty far. I can't breathe. My mind goes blank. I can't think. But I know that I'm going to die. There's no way out of this. You get that, right? Don't worry. It's always like this when you're about to die. Nothing to be ashamed of. And with that, he raises his spear. Sorry, kid. You're just unlucky today. But you saw what you saw, so you gotta die. No mercy, no compassion. His spear pierces my heart. I didn't even have time to dodge. No training I ever did prepared me for this. I knew I was going to die. I knew the spear was going to impale me. I couldn't move. The world distorts around me. My body grows cold. Numbness creeps from my fingertips into the rest of me. I cough up blood. Once. I felt like there should have been more, but it was just the one cough. That spear must have been special. My blood slows and grows stagnant. My heart just stops, all from a single strike of that spear. I can't see anything. I don't feel anything. I'm like a jellyfish, floating in the dark sea at night. I stopped feeling pain long ago. The world has turned white. I'm the lone dark spot. So rather than being aware that I died, it just feels like everything around me has ceased to exist. I know this. I experienced the same thing 10 years ago. This is what dying feels like. Dead men tell no tales, but the weak dying is just the order of things. My eyes can't focus. It's a dirty thing you made me do. After what I just did, calling me a hero seems like a bad joke. I can only hear his voice. I know. I'm not complaining. At least I saw the girl surfing, so I'll head back. He sounds so irritated. Afterwards, I hear footsteps fading down the hallway. Archer. I want to settle the score, but I'm in no position to ruin my master's plans. Damn. My master's a nasty one. The voice suddenly disappears. He must have jumped out the window. Afterwards, the footsteps I heard earlier stop. There's an awkward silence, then footsteps again. I can't hear that well anymore. I'm not sure, Glitch. I mean, maybe everyone's just listening. It's okay. If you don't have anything to say, you don't need to talk either. Lurking is perfectly valid. Go after him, Archer. Answer will probably go back to his master. We need to at least find out what his master looks like. I don't know who's talking. I muster up all my concentration as my mind fades, but I still can't put my finger on it. All I can hear now is the sound of my breathing. My lungs must still be functioning. I hear a loud whistling sound come from my mouth, like a passing typhoon. I'm impressed he's not dead yet. I sense someone peering into my face. My breathing must be loud as the person reaches their finger out to try to close my mouth. Stop. Seriously. Why does it have to be you? Whoever it is, they grit their teeth, seeming troubled. The moment I hear that sound, the person touches me without hesitation, gorging and replacing an entire heart. Honestly, if this works, I should be a shoo-in for the clock tower. The voice sounds distressed, and at that moment, my fading consciousness finally flickers to nothing. Sensation returns to my body. Slowly, little by little, my bodily functions return, like dewdrops trickling down a leaf. What's going on? The person hovering over me is sweating, intensely focusing on where their hands are pressed against my chest. The next thing I know, the palm over my chest grows extremely hot. It's so hot, my corpse jolts and my cold, stagnated blood starts to flow again. I sense the person take a deep breath and sit down. I'm beat. I hear something fall. I guess I couldn't help it. Forgive me, Father. Your daughter is just an extremely heartless person. That was it. The person mocks themselves, then leaves. My heart resumes beating, and then I finally pass out. But it's not the everlasting sleep I expected. I fall into a slumber, bound to wake again. I wake suddenly. I feel sick, and my entire body aches. Every time my heart beats, a sharp pain stabs my head. What happened? My intense headache prevents me from remembering anything. My body is cold and stiff, likely because I've been sleeping in the hallway for a long time. The only thing I can figure out is that the chest area of my uniform is torn, and my blood stains the hall floor. My head feels hazy as I get up. The spot where I'd been lying looks like a murder scene. Damn. Seriously? Was my chest stabbed? I fight down a surge of nausea as I head into a nearby classroom. Staggering, I open a closet and pull out a ragging bucket. What am I doing? I'm still confused. I encountered something unbelievable, then it murdered me. But here I am, still trying to clean up after myself. How stupid can I be? Damn, it's not coming out. I wipe at the floor with the rag I found. Managed to wipe off the blood despite the incredible weakness in my whole body, and gather up everything scattered around the floor and shove it in my pockets. This may be my way of hiding any evidence. I must be doing such stupid stuff because my head's all hazy. I put the rag and bucket away and stagger out the school like a zombie. My body heats up with every step I take. It's so cold outside, yet my body seems to be on fire. By the time I reach my house, the date has changed. There's nobody in the house. Sakura and even Fujine left long ago. I collapse on the floor. Lying on the floor is what lets me finally calm down a bit. I inhale deeply. My heart feels like it cracks every time my chest expands to draw in air. Actually, it's the opposite. It's not that my heart is cracking. The hole in my heart was just patched up, so expanding my chest opens the wound. So I really was almost killed. That's also not true. I wasn't almost killed. I was killed. But someone saved me, and now I'm alive. I wonder who it was. I would really like to thank them. If they were in the area, it means they could be involved with the people fighting. But it still doesn't change the fact that they saved me, so I need to thank them properly one day. The moment I drop my guard, the pain returns. At the same time, nausea strikes me. I sit up to hold the nausea at bay. I place my hand on my bare chest, where the uniform is torn. I might have been saved. My chest was, as a matter of fact, pierced. That feeling, the agony of the spear tip piercing my chest isn't something I can easily forget. Damn, I'm going to have nightmares about this for a while. I close my eyes. I feel the spear thrust again. I try to shake that delusion off, and I make every effort to regain my composure. Good. I'm calming down. This must be thanks to my nightly training. My thoughts clear as I take slow, deep breaths. The fever and nausea abate a bit. So, about what happened. The man in blue and the man in red. They looked human, but I know they're not. They could have been ghosts of some kind. I've never heard of ghosts having forms that allow them to interact with humans like that. And the thing that was talking, which makes it a little hard to believe it was a ghost. It had a will of its own. From what I've heard, the only spirits that possess physical bodies are the elemental types. But I thought elementals didn't look human. Well, that's not the issue here. There's a more fundamental issue. Those two were trying to kill each other. And there was a robbery and a murder at a house nearby. Eerie stuff like that has been plaguing Fuyuki lately. With all of this in mind, the only conclusion I can come to is that the situation is out of my control. If only the old man was alive right now. And I guess that was kind of whiny, but I'll put it down to the patched up chest wound that still feels so raw. Idiot. I've already decided to do whatever I can, even if I don't understand what's going on. I can complain later. First of all, I need to decide whether I should get involved or not. Let's see if the TTS sound is working. It wasn't working yesterday.
The cheese tax! The cheese tax! You've gotta pay the cheese tax every time you're cooking. When the cheese comes out, this puppy comes looking through rules. Are the rules sand the facts? Are the facts sand? When the CH East draw open, you've gotta pay the tax.
Hi, Raging Fat Walrus. I am ready to pay the cheese tax. Shirou might have been murdered and brought back to life, but that doesn't mean that I'm not ready to pay the cheese tax. What the hell was that? I don't know. That was the TTS bugging out, is what that was. The cheese tax. It's okay. It didn't come out the way you wanted it to. Let me try it from Brian for you, and maybe it'll be a little better. And if it isn't, then I'll say it. It's all good. But now I'm curious. Let's hear Brian.
The cheese tax. The cheese tax. You've got to pay the cheese tax every time you're cooking. When the cheese comes out, this puppy comes looking. The rules are the rules and the facts are the facts. And when the cheese drawer opens, you've got to pay the tax.
Much better. Thank you, Raging Fat Walrus, and thank you, Dutch Now, for the cheese storm. It's the eye of the cheese, it's the thrill of the brie. I tried. Don't worry about it. The bell on the roof of the house rings. Ah! There they go. No matter what anyone says, this house is still a mage's house. A bounded field is set around it, and if there's ever an intruder in the area, an alarm rings. At this hour, I berate myself for my own idiocy. Of course it's not a burglar. Given the timing right after that weird incident, there's definitely an intruder. It's no burglar. It's an assassin. They're here to take a life, not property. Because that man said so himself. He saw what you saw. So you gotta die. The house is dead silent. Same murderous intent I felt at school creeps closer through the hushed darkness. I gulp. A chill prickles like needles along my spine. It's no illusion, and it's not my imagination. I know that the moment I leave this room, I'll be stabbed again. I desperately try to contain my scream. The instant I scream, the assassin will just leap right in and kill me. And that would just be a repeat of what happened before. I'm not prepared. And I'm going to be impaled again. My breathing goes labored as soon as that thought crossed my mind. I'm mad. I'm mad at myself for being afraid. And I'm mad that I put myself in a situation where I'll so easily lose my life after it was saved earlier this same damn day. I grit my teeth and hold my hand tight over my wounded chest to restrain myself. I need to get used to this. This is the second time. This is the second time I'm about to die. That alone motivates me not to die so pathetically as last time. Am I not a mage, after all? I can't even defend myself from this. What were my 8 years of training for? Bring it on. I'm not going to agonize over complicated things anymore. Right now, I just need to drive away whoever's here. I need to find a weapon. I may call myself a mage, but the only thing I can do is reinforce something that might work as a weapon. You need a weapon to fight, after all. There's plenty of things that might work as a weapon in the storehouse, but I'm not anywhere near there. If I leave the living room and get ambushed, I'm just going to expose myself, and it'll be a repeat of what happened earlier. It won't be easy, but I've got to find a weapon here. Something long and thin would be good. My opponent's weapon of choice is a spear, so a knife would be all but useless. A wooden sword would be best, but I obviously don't have one just lying around. Something around here might be suitable as a weapon. It's only the poster of Fujini left. I can't help but feel utterly dejected. The desperation makes me all the more determined. The situation's so bad, it can't really get any worse. All that's left for me to do is move forward until I have no energy left. I speak an incantation and inject magical energy into the rolled up 60-centimeter poster. I try to imbue as much magical energy as I possibly can to the poster to solidify it, since it needs work as a weapon to go up against that spear. Composition. Analyze. I focus my consciousness. Magical energy permeates the poster, as if I'm staining its fibers with my own blood. Composition. Reinforce. I feel that I've hit the end. Right before magical energy spreads throughout the poster and spills out, I say, I cut off my connection with the poster. I tremble with excitement. The poster is hard as steel, but its weight remains the same as before. It's turned out great for a hastily improvised sword. Did it. How long has it been since my strengthening magecraft succeeded? My magecraft hasn't worked ever since Kiritsugu died, so for it to succeed at a time like this seems ironic. Either way, now I can may be able to defend myself. I at least have some discipline and swordsmanship. I grip the poster with both hands and stand in the middle of the living room. If I stay here, I'm dead, but I don't think I can make it outside the mansion either. So I just need to head to the shed and make a stronger weapon there. Just as I was trying to have myself up, every hair on my body stands on end. I'm not sure when he got in. The guy drops from the ceiling straight toward me. A silvery flash strikes my head from above. I can only assume he came through the ceiling and he descends on me, meaning to skewer my head. Why, you! I roll forward in a frantic dodge. The man lands with inhuman grace as I clumsily roll out of the way. I stop myself quickly and get to my feet, makeshift sword at the ready. The guy turns lazily, looking bored. You're making this whole thing kind of a pain. I was trying to be nice, thinking it'd hurt a lot more if you saw me kill you. He shifts the spear to his other hand in a slow, fluid movement. I don't know why, but he doesn't seem as aggressive as he did at the school. Which might give me a chance at escaping him. I can't believe I have to kill the same human twice. Guess the living world is a meat grinder, no matter the era. Chat, imagine if I put you in a meat grinder. You've seen another person live? Oh, that's good. He's complaining to himself, like I'm not even here. I slowly retreat back out of the room. Only 3 more meters until I reach the window. I'll run out, and then it's only about 20 meters to the shed once I reach the yard. Then I should quickly... See ya. Don't wander around anymore, kid. Pega? Gotcha. He says it almost absent-mindedly, like it was just an afterthought. Pain shoots up my right arm. It all happens in an instant. He thrusts his spear forward, not even giving me time to react. I should have died for a second time right there. The makeshift sword in my hand spared me that fate. He probably thought I'd just been holding a rolled up paper. He struck as if I hadn't been holding anything at all, but the reinforced paper sword deflected the attack so it only grazed my arm. Oh, interesting trick you've got there, boy. His expression goes blank. His casual attitude from earlier vanishes entirely. He watches me now, like a feral animal eyeing its prey. Crap. I was clearly wrong, thinking things would be okay. This thing before me is some kind of demon, unbound by logic. I keenly realized that letting my guard down even for a second was beyond ludicrous. That's right. Desperate as things are, I should have just made a break for the window right after whatever miracle let me dodge a strike from above. And I thought you were just some kid, but I can sense a bit of magical energy from you. So that's how you're alive even after I stab you in the heart. The end of his spear points towards me. I can't block that. There's no way I'll be able to block that swift attack. I could have at least braced myself if he had a sword, no matter how fast he might be with it. But he's holding a spear. Sword is a whole line, but a spear is only a point. How am I supposed to block a point? I can't even see how fast it moves. Fine. I'm going to have a little fun. The man drops into a lower stance. In a flash, the spear swings in sideways. I instinctively parry the blow aimed at my face. Good boy. Come on. Here comes another. It's a cyclone. I'm not sure how he's moving the spear in this small room, but it traces a beautiful arc without even touching the walls. You can almost hear "Give Me 3 Steps" by Leonard Skinner. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, no, I hear it. I hear it. I see the vision, Boots. Welcome back. Enjoy your pizza. The next swing comes from the opposite side, aiming at my torso. The force of the swing bends my makeshift sword as I try to parry. Monstrous. Is that a hammer he's swinging? Man, the numbness in my arms is telling me that it might be broken. You! I instinctively swing my sword. He must be mocking me with the way he keeps flicking his spear at my sword without drawing back at all. Numbness creeps into my arms after going on the attack. My makeshift sword bends even more. The man's spear changes trajectory slightly. You're hopeless. I gave you an opportunity, but you wasted it. Well, then again, I guess expecting a good fate from a mage is asking too much. Of course. He moves like this is just a game. Such confidence. He'd been letting me take a swing at him after he took a couple shots at me. I wasted my opportunity as nothing more than a stopgap. So he sees no point in continuing this. What a disappointment you turned out to be. Okay, time to die, kid. The man readies his spear again. Don't jump to conclusions during that microscopic opening. Say what you want, dumbass. I don't turn back to look. I just leap backward through the window. My back shatters the window and I roll out into the yard. I roll a few times, spring upward, and blindly make my next move. I twist my entire body and swing behind myself. I manage to bat the man's spear aside and he hesitates for just an instant. I knew it. If I jumped out the window, he was going to have to chase after me. Then he would catch up to me and go in for the kill before I had the chance to get up. So I expected his fatal blow and swung my sword to the side with all my might. It was a risky move. He'd have killed me if I had been even a second late, and I'd have just been just as dead if I was early, too. But knowing the incredible gap in our skill, I figured there's no way I could have been early. The only thing I had to do was get up as quickly as I could and parry the attack I knew would be coming at my back. The gamble pays off, and my swing deflects his spear. I quickly reposition myself. Now I just need to run to the shed while he's still confused. Fly. He's not holding the spear anymore now, and he's right in front of me. That's a face. He turns on the spot in a roundhouse kick. Scenery goes flying by. My chest goes numb where he kicked me. I can't breathe. Biggest surprise? I'm actually flying through the air. I never thought a guy kicking me would send me into the air like a damn ball. I fall hard onto my back. I slam into a wall, the impact likely breaking my back, and slide down to the ground. I can't breathe. My vision blurs. By a stroke of luck, he's thrown me into the shed I wanted to reach. I lean against the wall, trying to rouse myself. I tried to track the man through blurry eyes. He kicked me nearly 20 meters away. The guy picks his spear up and rushes straight at me. I'm going to die. There's nothing I can do now. He's going to reach me. If I don't want to die, I need to hurry, get up, and parry his head. The tip of the spear surges. I can't even look back at him. My body, on the verge of collapse, practically greets the spear. Get on your feet if you're a man. What dumb luck. My knees give out. I can't hold myself up. The spear goes over my head and violently impales the shed's heavy door, pushing it open. And this is my last chance. If only I could get inside the shed. There should be something I can use as a weapon. I crawl into the shed on all fours. Just then. This ends now. He launches the spear at me. And yeah. I block it. I open up the rolled up poster to create a single-use shield. The impact makes a dull sound. The poster, unrolled, probably isn't as strong. It blocks the spear, but it tears apart, returning to a normal bit of paper. The spear's impact flings me against the wall. I fall on my butt and try to get my heart beating again after it feels like it's trying to quit on me. When I raise my head to try and grab something to use as a weapon. It's over. But that last move of yours surprised me, kid. The man points a spear in front of my face. I can't do anything else now. His spear is pointed directly at my heart. I know this feeling. It's the scent of death, assailing my nostrils, reminding me of the pain I felt a few hours ago. Honestly, I don't get it. You're quick-witted, but your magecraft's complete shit. You've got potential, but maybe you were just too young. I don't hear the man's voice. My attention is focused on the weapon pointed at me. Obviously, the moment he thrusts, I'm dead. What else is there to think of at this point? I doubt it. But maybe you were the seventh one. Either way, this is the end for you. His arm jerks. I wasn't able to see his movement earlier, but now I see every last one in slow motion. There's a bolt of silvery light. The tip seems like it's being drawn towards my heart. Blood will gush from the wound in just a second. I know this feeling. The sensation of iron piercing my body. That taste of blood that will well up in my throat. The feeling of the world around me fading. I experienced all of it earlier today. And now I'm going to have to experience it again. Really? I don't understand. Why do I have to be the one who goes through this? This is bullshit. No, I can't die in vain in a place like this. I was saved. If I was saved, I can't just die like this. I need to live to fulfill my obligations. I won't be able to do that if I'm dead. Spear is still going to impale me, though. The tip will tear through my flesh, break my ribs, and bore into my heart. I'm mad. It shouldn't be so damn easy to kill people like this. I'm going to die, and it's bullshit. I'm going to die twice in a single goddamn day. Everything is fucking bullshit. I'm going to die, and I didn't even have the opportunity to be afraid of this whole goddamn mess. No way in hell. I'm going to let myself die senselessly. The likes of you. Is absolutely the right word for this moment. What? Like magic. A figure appears out of a bright light shining from behind me. I can't think. All I know is that the figure is a girl. I hear a high-pitched sound. The moment the figure appears, it pushes aside the spear pressed to my heart and steps between me and the man without missing a beat. You have been kidding me? Didn't serve it? He tries to regain his composure after his spear is pushed aside as the girl brandishes something in her hand. Sparks fly. Hard metal clashes and sparks fly again. The man stomps his foot after blocking the woman's attack. He must have realized he's at a disadvantage, because he leaps out of the storehouse with bestial agility. She must intimidate him, but she quietly turns toward me. The wind is strong today. The clouds slide away, and the moon shines through for a brief instant. The silver moonlight shines into the shed, illuminating the girl, who appears like a knight. I'm speechless, and it's not because I'm confused by all the things that just happened. The girl before me is so astonishingly beautiful that I'm at a loss for words. The girl's eyes, like precious jewels, stare at me without emotion. I ask of you, are you my master? Her voice sounds so valiant. Master. I can only repeat her words back to her. I don't understand what she's saying, nor do I know who she is. All I know is that this slender, delicate-looking girl is similar to the man outside. She says nothing, continuing to look at me in silence. I don't know how to describe her. She's special. So special that I forget entirely about the man outside, even though he might attack at any moment. Time seems to have stopped. Even the fear of death I'd felt moments ago vanishes, and there is only the girl standing before me. Servant, Saber, I have come in response to your summons. Master, please give me your orders. It's the second time she speaks. In the moment I hear the word master and the name Saber echoes in my ears. Pain shoots through my left hand. It's hot, like being branded by an iron. I unconsciously press the back of my left hand. Taking that as a sign, the girl silently nods her beautiful head. Henceforth, my sword creates your destiny, and our fates shall be intertwined. And thus, our contract is formed. What contract? For what? I'm still an age in training, so I understand what those words mean. The girl doesn't respond to my question. She simply looks away with the same grace she'd shown when she nodded. She turns toward the shed's ruined door. Outside, the man readies his spear. She moves faster than expected. The girl in knight's armor leaps out of the shed without hesitation. What? I forget about the pain I feel and I get up to follow her. She can't possibly go up against that guy. No matter how heavily armored she is, she's smaller than I am. Stop! The echoing clang drowns out my words. I can't believe what I'm seeing. My head really does go blank this time. Who the hell is she? The clash of swords echoes around me. The moon slips behind the clouds, and the yard grows dark once again. And within the darkness, sparks fly as steel strikes steel. Without saying a word, the spear-wielding man meets the girl who leaped from the shed. She parries his spear and knocks away his other successive attacks, driving him back with each attack. I can't believe it. This girl, Saber, is somehow overpowering the man. The battle has begun. What happened between that man and I earlier doesn't even count as a battle. A battle? That's a fight between two people, each able to kill each other. No matter the difference in ability, it can still be called a battle as long as both are able to kill the other. In that sense, these two are fighting a battle. The man attacks her, swinging the spear so quickly I can't even see his strikes. Somehow. She parries his every attack perfectly, with something, as she closes in on him. Damn. The man backs up slightly, clicking his tongue hatefully. He holds his spear vertically to ward off her attacks on his side. For a moment, his spear glows. His attack almost looks like it caused an explosion. The man's spear sparks as if electrified every time whatever the weapon the girl is wielding strikes it. The man and I both could tell what it is. It's furious magical energy, so dense it can actually be seen. Her attacks are charged with incredible amounts of magical energy. The unbelievable amount of magical energy crackles along her opponent's weapon every time they make contact. The sheer force of her attacks must be staggering. The man's spear strikes are precise, like a sniper rifle. Her blows must be like the overpowering blast of a shotgun. Each of the girl's attacks bathes the yard in flickering light. And yet, it's not what's overpowering the man. Coward, why are you concealing your weapon? The man curses at the girl as he evades her unrelenting attacks. She doesn't respond other than to step up her attacks with her invisible weapon. You. The man retreats, having hardly so much as a chance to counterattack. Her weapon is invisible. Without being able to determine the weapon's range, it'd be reckless to go in for an attack. That's the trouble with an invisible weapon. But she's definitely got something in her hand. I can't make out anything of its shape or length. Maybe it's transparent to begin with. No matter how many times sparks fly from it, I never get a look at the weapon's profile. Parrying her strikes must be taking a lot out of the man. His movements aren't as sharp as they had been. It's the first sound the girl makes. She attacks all the more furiously. It's a merciless, unyielding dance of blades. The flying sparks remind me of the blacksmith striking iron, and the spear-wielding man continues defending himself as he disapprovingly clicks his tongue. Honestly, I can't help but to admire the man, even though he tried to kill me. He's able to defend himself from an invisible weapon, relying only on reading the girl's swings and footwork. But that's all he can do. When an opponent is so completely on defense, the only thing you need to do is beat them down. The girl steps in closer. She smashes down, striking with all her might. Don't get carried away, fool! Seeing his chance, the man disappears. Or rather, he retreats back as if to disappear. The girl's swing cuts through the air and smashes into the ground, kicking up dust. Her massive swing, which seemed to be a fatal blow against the cornered spearman, proved easy to dodge. What was she thinking? Even I could tell what happened at this distance. Her careful, precise attacks earlier may have worn the man down. But the tremendous swing meant to deal the finishing blow wouldn't ever touch him. The relentless attacks must have put incredible strain on the man's body as he tried to defend himself. Yet he suppressed that pain for a single moment to jump away. He knew that her last attack would determine the victor. The man jumps back several meters, then comes in to strike once again the moment his feet touch the ground. He jumps in a triangular pattern, and leaps toward the girl as if revisiting his steps. The girl's sword is still embedded in the ground. It's a fatal opening. The red spear returns in less than a second. The girl twists her body around like a top, while her sword is still embedded in the ground. The whole thing happens in a matter of seconds. The man sees his mistake and tries to correct, as the girl uses this brief moment to use her whole body to attack. Both the man and the girl seem unsatisfied, though. Both struck, intending to kill. Both survived, so everything leading to this moment was in vain. The two open a bit of distance between themselves. They both just quietly stare at each other. The strain the battle inflicted on them seems to be too much. What's wrong, Lancer? Did you tarnish the name of all warriors of the spear by just standing there? If you aren't going to attack, then I will. On to your death already? Fine by me. But let me ask you one thing first. Is your noble phantasm a sword? He phrases the question so bluntly. He glares as if trying to look through her. Who can say? It might be a battle axe, a spear, or sword. Perhaps even a bow. Keep talking, Saber. Somehow this conversation seems to be amusing him. The man called Lancer briefly lowers his spear. It looks as if he's saying he doesn't want to fight anymore. The girl seems puzzled by Lancer's move, but I know what his stance means. I remember the fight at school a few hours ago. It's the killer move that was supposed to have ended the battle. I'm going to ask you one more thing. Since this is the first time we've met, want to call it even for now? Not a bad deal, right? And your master over there looks pretty useless. And my master's a big coward who won't even show their face. Don't you think it's in both our best interests to hold off fighting until we're in better conditions? I refuse. You will die here, Lancer. Is that so? I just came here to check things out. I wasn't going to stick around once a servant appeared. The air wavers. Their surroundings appear to distort. Lancer lowers his stance. A chill creeps into the air. The same thing happened earlier. Magical energy rumbles as it forms a vortex at the tip of the spear. A noble phantasm. The girl readies her weapon and glares at her enemy. I don't need to speak up. She knows very well how dangerous the enemy is. She is the one confronting him. See ya. Your heart is mine. Beast kicks the ground. Lancer appears in front of the girl so quickly he may as well have teleported. He takes his spear and aims at her feet. Even to me, that seems like a poor choice. I can't see any way an attack would be effective with the spear pointed at the ground in front of her feet. Apparently thinking the same, the girl leaps over the spear towards Lancer, intent on striking him down. But at that moment, his words alone radiate immense magical energy. the spear released from below angles toward the girl's heart. Her body hangs in the air. The blow sends her flying in a wide arc. She smashes heavily into the ground. She's bleeding. She had been unscathed until now, but her heart is pierced, and she's bleeding profusely. A curse, or a reversal of fate. I'm just as bewildered. But watching from afar may have given me a better perspective on how bizarre the attack was. Yes, fate. Yep. Like the stay night, like the night that's staying on night. Yeah. You know, like the fate stay night. The spear had been aimed at her feet. I'm sure of that. But then it's just changed direction, moving and stretching impossibly to pierce the girl's heart. And yet, the spear itself neither stretched nor changed direction. It seemed, bizarrely, as if the spear had been thrust into her chest from the beginning. Almost unnaturally. It wasn't as simple as the spear changing its trajectory and piercing the heart. The spear didn't change course. It altered truth itself to make that happen. The moment he spoke those words and released his spear, the intent of piercing her heart had been realized. Essentially, his attack reversed cause and effect. The result of the attack piercing the victim's heart is predetermined, so the spear's trajectory is merely an afterthought to establish the facts. It's a demonic splinter that breaks through all defenses. The moment it determines the target, the spear pierces the heart every time it's used, without exception. How can anyone defend against such a completely insane attack? No matter what effort the target makes to evade, the spear will always pierce their heart, which makes it fatal. An accursed spear that always pierces the opponent when used. However, the girl evades by a hairbreadth. The spear did penetrate her, but it didn't hit anything vital. Her actions in evading the spear seemed even more impossible than the spear itself. The moment the spear was thrust, the girl turned and reversed direction with an incredible effort of will and strength, as if she knew what was going to happen. She was either incredibly lucky, or had just enough protection to dampen the spear's curse. Whatever it is, the girl manages to avoid the fatal blow, and so survives Lancer's ultimate attack. The girl tries to get her labored breathing under control. Although she had been losing a lot of it, blood stops seeping from her wound, and even the wound itself is closing up. So this is what a truly extraordinary person can do. I knew she wasn't normal, but she's more than outstanding. In terms of her skills in the fight against Lancer, in terms of the incredible amount of magical energy used for every attack, her body recovering on its own, she is obviously superior to Lancer. But that's only up until now. She may be healing even now, but her wounds are deep. It's her attacks now. She won't be able to defend herself. And yet, even though he's at an overwhelming advantage, Lancer doesn't move. He audibly grinds his teeth, and he glares at the girl. Failed to evade my fatal Gaybulk, Saber. His voice seems to rumble up from the ground itself. Did you say Gaybulk? So, you're Ireland's child of light? Lancer's expression darkens. His hostility dissipates, and he clicks his tongue in annoyance. Damn. And I screwed that up. If I pull this move out, it's really gotta be fatal. Sometimes being famous is a bit of a pain, you know. And the oppressive mood lightens. Lancer no longer seems to have any intent of attacking the wounded girl. He turns his back as he walks to the corner of the yard. Now that my identity's been revealed, the usual servant rules say we should fight to the death. But, like I said, my master is a coward. They're even telling me to retreat since my spear failed. Are you running away, Lancer? Yeah. Well, if you like, Saber. Just know that if you do, I'll kill you. He lightly bounces off the ground. It's a wonder how agile he can still be. But Lancer jumps effortlessly over the fence and disappears before anyone can stop him. Wait, Lancer! The injured young girl turns and starts running in pursuit. You've got to be kidding me! I cross the yard as fast as I can. If I don't stop her, she'll go after him and maybe get herself killed. Turns out I don't need to chase after her. She tries to jump over the wall, but the moment she crouches to jump, she doubles over and grabs her chest. I hurry over to check on her. Well, I'd intended to just approach and call out to her, but that went right out the window the moment I got near her. She is completely unbelievable. The shining silver armor she wears looks extremely heavy. The clothing she's wearing, dated as it is a bright, vivid blue. I've never seen anything like it. No, her clothes are not what really enthralls me. She's absolutely beautiful. Her golden hair, illuminated by the moonlight, is extremely fine as spun gold. Her face is graceful with a trace of innocence, and her smooth white skin all but glows in the moonlight. I'm speechless. Her beauty completely takes my breath away. How'd this happen? Seeing a girl wounded in a fight made me absolutely furious. As I stand there gawking, the girl remains silent, her hand clamped over her chest. I manage to quit staring pretty quickly. She lifts her head and lets her hand fall from her chest, her pain seeming to have been eased. She looks directly at me. I don't know quite how to respond to that gaze, but then I notice something. Your wound's gone. The spear missed her heart, but it did pierce her chest. Yet there's no outward sign of a wound. I've heard there's a kind of healing magecraft, but she didn't seem to use anything like that. This must mean she can heal herself no matter how wounded she is. My mind switches gears. I shouldn't be gawking at her. This girl is unbelievable, and I absolutely should not let my guard down around her until I know who she is and what's going on. Who the hell are you? I take half a step back as I ask the question. What do you mean? I'm Saber, a servant. You are the one who called me here, so you needn't ask. Saber. Servant. Yes. So please address me as Saber. She says it so casually. There's a touch of contempt in her tone, but it remains mostly gentle, and hearing her voice makes my head go blank. What? Why the hell am I getting agitated? I see. That's a weird name. I cover my burning face with a hand and respond stupidly, but I honestly don't know what else to say. Besides, how else would she respond when I just ask her what the hell she is? It'd be rude for me not to respond. I'm Shirou. My name is Shirou Emiya, and I live here. There's something wrong with me. I'm saying the dumbest things. But, well, she did give me her name, so it's only polite that I get mine. I know I'm confused, but it's still important to remain rational no matter who I'm dealing with. The girl, Saber, just keeps watching me in my confusion. She moves not an inch. Forget all that. That's not what I was asking. It's that I know very well that you are not a typical master. Yet you are still my master. As long as we have formed a contract, I will not betray you. You need not be on your guard around me. Crap. I hear her, but I couldn't be more lost. The only thing standing out to me is that she keeps referring to me as Master. You got it wrong. My name's not Master. Very well then. I will call you Shirou. Yes, I like that better. The moment she said my name, I thought my face might actually burst into flames. Isn't it a bit more normal to call someone by their last name when you first meet? Wait, why would you choose to address me that? Strange sensation tingles through my left hand. The back of my hand is burning. A strange pattern appears on the back of my left hand like a tattoo. Those are called command spells, Shirou. They are 3 spells which command a servant's obedience. They are a master's very life, so please use them carefully. You? Shirou, please heal me. Her tone is cold now. Seems she's not focused on me, but something elsewhere. Wait, are you asking me? Sorry, but I don't know how to use complicated magecraft like that. And you're already healed anyway. Saber frowns. I feel like I've said something that disappoints her. Then I shall face them as is. My regeneration has only repaired the superficial damage, but one more battle shouldn't affect me. More battle? What do you mean? There are 2 enemies outside. From what I can sense, I'm sure I can defeat them in a few seconds. Saber leaps over the wall effortlessly. Just like Lancer, she makes it look easy. And now I'm just alone in the yard. Inside. I realize what she means as soon as I say it. Wait, are you going to keep fighting? I move without thinking. I run as fast as I can toward the gate. I reach the gate, unlock it with trembling fingers, and jump out. Saber, are you here? I strain to see in the darkness. Clouds have completely obscured the moon, leaving it pitch dark. Now of all times. But I hear something nearby. There. I run to an empty pathway. Happens all in an instant. I see a familiar man in red and Saber fighting. Saber rushes him and breaks through his guard in a single sweep. She easily cuts the man in red. Saber raises her arm, ready to... But before she's able to take his head, an incredibly powerful magecraft causes him to vanish. Saber doesn't stop. She dashes right at the person standing behind the man in red, and effortlessly negates the potent magecraft they'd unleashed. What? I knew she was strong, but this is just unreal. That was a sort of intervention magecraft way beyond anything I'm capable of. My old man might have been able to cast something with a bit of weight to it, but I'm not sure even a first-rate mage could just cast something so powerful with the drop of a hat like that. Even so, Saber nullifies the magecraft as if it were nothing. The enemy must be a mage, which means this match's outcome is decided. The mage's attack doesn't work on Saber, and Saber drives at them mercilessly. The mage falls backward with a thud. The enemy miraculously dodges Saber's attack, but they can't move anymore. Saber corners the enemy and levels her invisible sword at them. My mind freezes. Maybe it's a momentary glimmer of moonlight, but I see that Saber's attacking a human. I can't tell who it is specifically, but the image of Saber killing someone, their blood staining her hands, suddenly fills my mind. Saber moves in. She's going to slit open their throat with that invisible sword. Saber, stop! I scream as loud as I can. Her blade stops cold. It's probably best for my sanity that I can't see her sword. But the tip of that invisible sword isn't wet with her opponent's blood just yet. Stop. I beg you. Saber. I glare at her as I speak. If I'm going to stop her, I need to prepare myself to give everything I've got to do so. Why are you stopping me, Shirou? She's Archer's master. I must put an end to her here and now. No, Saber has absolutely no intention of stopping. She only stopped because I told her to, but she still holds her sword at the ready. I'm telling you, wait. You keep calling me master, but I still don't understand what's going on. If you're going to address me that way, then wouldn't it be right to explain yourself first? Saber doesn't answer. She just stands there, staring at me. Going about this wrong, Saber. I don't even know who you are, but I'll listen if you tell me. So please, don't do this. Saber is silent. She still holds her sword to her opponent, stares at me, her lips downturned in dissatisfaction. What do you mean, don't do this? It's an expression. Is this an expression of your idealistic belief that people should not needlessly harm another? Don't needlessly harm another? Well, yeah. It's better to avoid conflict as much as possible, but I'm not so soft-hearted just to feel sorry for someone who's attacking me. So you were saying that nobody should take the life of another, even should they be an enemy. Oh, Lord. I will not obey such an order. One's enemies must be defeated. If you still wish to stop me, then use your command spell to order me. Huh? I'm talking about you. A girl shouldn't go swinging swords around, especially if she's already hurt. Oh, wait. I don't even know if that's a sword to begin with. But anyway, you shouldn't be doing this. In that moment, Saber's mouth falls open in stunned silence. I don't know how much time passes with her just standing there like that. So, I'm wondering when Saber here is going to lower her sword. The person who'd fallen to the ground speaks up out of nowhere. Saber instinctively grips her sword. Give it up. I would never lower my sword in the face of an enemy. Even though your master is telling you to. Is that so? I didn't know servants, especially sabers, defied their masters. Saber grits her teeth. But she lowers her sword, loosening her grip a bit. She must have put her sword away or something, because she seems suddenly much less hostile. Okay, so I can stand up now, right? Whoever it was that's been on the ground finally stands. They act brazen as they pat the dirt from their bottom. Wait a minute. That's... Tosaka. You know, honestly, I think this is a good place to end it. I think this is perfect, actually. It's exactly where the prologue ended, or right after where the prologue ended. And it's just Rin giving Shirou the most... Yeah, your servant just tried to kill me by slitting my throat. Look. Let's go find someone to raid. This is good, though. This is fun. Thank you all for being here through it. I'm glad you enjoyed your pizza boots. Let's go ahead and raid... Who haven't I raided in a while? Oh. Alright, I'll drink something, I'll drink something. Thank you for the hydrate. Appreciate it. Let's go ahead and raid. It's been a while since I've raided Hamter. Let's go ahead and raid Hamter, or not. He's currently playing Valorant. Here are the raid messages if you're subbed with the raid emote, and if you're not subbed, use the one with the coffee cups. Thank you all so much for being here, I really do appreciate it. And for those of you on YouTube, thank you for watching as well. I will talk to everyone another time, but for now, I should get everyone in the family ready for bed and get to sleep so I can get up for work. Thanks, everyone. This beat goes kind of hard, though, actually. It's got some golden eye to it, TBH. Alright. Bye, everyone. Bye.